and see how this comes in. And I usually, hello, everybody. I don't know if you can see me. I hope you guys are here as we are still getting set up. If you can see us in on the screen, just leave me a gem in the chat. Let me know that you are here. We are live in all of our beautiful brownness color. Hello, hello. Hello, Toby.
Hi. 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 I'm so
We have
excited
one
to be
person
here today.
watching. Hello. Hello, you one person. Happy Thanksgiving. This is our first time going together live. And I don't know. I just lost Toby here. I can't see her. Hopefully you guys can. I added her back to the stage. You're back.
I'm back. I wonder what happened.
I don't know what happened. Hello, BTTW Love Park Connection. Hello. We are still getting set up and we don't want to rush this process while you are coming in. Hello. You are welcome. Blessings to you. Hello, everybody coming in. Welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. It's the season of giving back. Thank you for showing up, taking time away from your families and from everything from the mac and cheese. From all of your leftovers to come and see us today. We have a special guest. Actually, I'm her guest, but I am the one that's hosting the meeting, but she's going to be hosting the Q&A. This is a partnership. This is a sisterhood, and I'm happy that you reached out, Toby. Toby, if you don't mind, we have 11 people here. We don't want to rush it because we changed the time. And to be honest, I didn't even go back and set what the time was for our group. But most people, for us, come on. I usually do a live at 5, whether it's Saturday Night Live at 5. Remember Saturday Night Live, the show? So I usually do a Saturday night YouTube live, but today we're doing it on Friday. So thank you, Millionaire Mom.
Right.
Millionaire Housewife. That's what you have 2 channels.
Okay. Hey, hi everyone. I want to thank everyone. Yeah. Yes, that's the other YouTube channel. But thank everyone for joining. I had to reach out to Aunt Riva because I had been seeing her on YouTube and she's been doing an amazing work.
So we're breaking up a little bit.
Helping everyone up. And so big auntie. So
hey, drop a gem in the chat, you guys. If we have a good audio and we're not breaking up too bad, let me know if we're good to go as we're talking, because we want you guys to be able to get all the gems that we are dropping today. Drop a gem in the chat if the audio is okay. And if we get some weirdness in the chat, I'm going to make someone a moderator. We have standard moderators norm on here usually is Keshna Dania or Glam Life Stacy. And I also think I made Tashmir. Thank you for the gems. Okay, over to you.
Okay. Yeah. So do you want me to go straight into the questions?
No, talk to us, girl. We like to hang out over here. We are not this is not a video, so it's not like we need to go into the 15 seconds and 30 seconds right off the bat. We are spending time together, and I hope you don't mind. I know you do have a schedule that you're trying to keep.
No, I don't mind.
Okay.
But am I still breaking up? I see Love Park and Cass says that I'm breaking up for them. Am I still breaking up, or is it good now?
No, for me, you're not breaking up. It could be a little delay.
Okay.
On like before, sometimes on the streaming, there's a little delay. Okay, you're good now. So I think it was the delay.
Okay, perfect. Yep. I'm excited to be on here today. It's an amazing community that Aunt Riva. I can say Aunt Riva. My husband is like, who is Aunt Riva? I'm like, don't worry. we have an online aunt that no one knows about. But yeah.
Oh yeah, because you're Nigerian, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
we
yeah.
call, just like in
I
my
am.
community, we call people auntie. In the Nigerian community, we call people auntie.
Yes, yes, that's correct. That's correct. But thank you for accepting to do this, and it's going to be an amazing time um, today. So we want everyone to just sit back, get your notes if you have to, because like Andrew Riva says, we're going to be dropping gems, and hopefully everyone is ready for it.
Okay, so we're going to be going
So,
back and forth. We're going to be going back and forth with the Q&A. And if
mhm,
you all in the chat, we have 18 people in the chat. If you guys have any questions, make sure that you drop all of your questions here, because here is an opportunity. Hey, Stace. Hey, Stacy girl. Yeah, and we're going to be giving shout outs too. And I have a special question for Miss Toby, because I saw one of her videos this past week, and she gets very passionate like I do. And we know the word like passionate. Sometimes you get angry. And I want to be able to ask her and for her to elaborate a little bit on the question. Hey, Wise and Wrinkle, thank you for coming. Hopefully, all of this tonight that we do will bring
right,
value to our viewers, because that is our intention. We don't like to waste time, but tonight is a hangout.
yeah,
And you guys start dropping your questions in the Q&A, because this is an all hands question and answer. All right. So, okay, I'll go first. Toby. And we may not
okay,
get to the questions that we emailed each other, but I have a question for
right.
you. Why did you start your YouTube journey?
Oh wow! So starting my YouTube journey, I had always wanted to do YouTube for a long time, like 2015-ish kind of thing. But I was not able to. At that time, I was still back in Nigeria. And, certain things in Nigeria, then when you put your face out there, it's like, oh, no, don't put your face out there. There's going to be issues and all of that. And I wanted to start it because I knew that I had a lot inside of me that I needed to pass across to people, especially to women, right? I wanted to actually speak with women. A lot back there in my country, women were passing through a lot, going through a lot of oppressions and all of that. And I really wanted to pass across them for me, like, you don't have to be in that position. You can use your voice. You have a voice. And so that was what pushed me into YouTube. I started to, use my channel to say those things to people in a subtle way, such that I'm passing the information, but not directly. So if you listen to me very well, you will be able to pick those gems, like Aunt Riva would say, from what I'm saying. But yeah, that was what made me start YouTube. I just wanted people to know that they could use their voice, women especially. How about you,
Oh,
Aunt
so
Riva?
So it was your way of empowering women, particularly in Nigeria, but also around the world, right? Because we know
Right,
YouTube has the ability to be
right,
global. It's definitely global. Um,
correct.
so so which part, if you don't mind disclosing, which part of Nigeria are you from?
Yeah, so I'm from Lagos. I'm a
Lagos,
Yoruba girl.
Yoruba Baoni.
Yeah, but
So bad.
that's the rest of that. Lagos is the most fun part of Nigeria, by the
Hold on,
way.
hold on. Wait. We have a special guest. Like,
Okay.
she's like an extra guest that I did not know would drop in. Do you see that Gloria C is in the chat?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see Glory.
Glory
Hi.
C is in the chat. Glory, can you please grace the people? Because I watch you all the time, girlfriend. You are our niece in
That's right.
Africa. So, Nisi Poo, can you tell us which part of Africa are you from? Can you leave it in the chat for us, please? Thank you. Now, it's not just a collabo like one, it's a collabo like three, because we are
Right.
like-minded ladies out here in this YouTube streets, bringing value to all of our viewers in the various communities. Community is extremely important here as we go into 2025 and
That's
beyond.
right.
I dropped a video about it yesterday. All the things that YouTube is doing is going to definitely be community centric. So, Glory, thank you for coming. We really appreciate you. So, she is, oh, so
Yes.
what? Did drivable just say Bonnie? Yes, she's probably laughing at me with my
Yes, she
Yoruba.
did.
Look, I didn't have enough jollof rice for Thanksgiving because I don't know how to make jollof rice, but I have plenty of friends from DC. That's how I know about
I
jollof rice.
aloha.
I know a lot about Nigerian food, Nigerian people, and the cooking. Just let's just say that. So you asked me, um, why did I start or when did I start YouTube?
Yes.
Why did I start? Okay, so I
Why did you
started.
start? Why did you start
Okay,
YouTube? Why?
I
Like
started
why?
YouTube to bring value to the viewers. Okay, so but it didn't come through like that. Let's be clear. I went on a fast at the end of the year last year in December, and I usually will do that as a way to prepare for the upcoming year to see what God was speaking to me for me to do with my life. I mean, I govern my life in 5 pillars: faith, family, finances, friends, and future. Those are the 5 pillars of my life. And, I try to make all the decisions and things that I have to answer to make sure that they line up with those 5 pillars. And so I was trying to get direction from the Lord because God governs my life. And I was on a walk in San Diego on the beach as I was contemplating. I get up very early. You guys, the family knows I get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was not walking the beach at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Let's be clear, that's dangerous. But I was, I think it was about 8 o'clock, and I had just had coffee, and I decided to go on my walk, and I was doing a walking meditation, walking the beach, contemplating, speaking with my inner man, and I was like, God, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And I remember saying, there's plenty of things that I can do, but what would be your will for my life? Because we can do a lot of things and we think it's all good and great and we might even succeed in it, but that might not actually be the complete will of God. We might, because God will give us grace, right? But my thing was, I can do a lot of things well, but I want to do great things great with God. So I heard God say to me, He didn't give me anything specific. What I heard was in my voice, because sometimes God is not going to be like, hello, I want you to do this. That's not how it came through. It came through as my voice saying, I want you to do the greatest amount of good for the most amount of people in the quickest amount of time.
Right.
The greatest amount of good for the most amount of people in the quickest amount of time. And so I had no idea of what any of that looked like. So I'm a creative and I liked taking pictures and doing videos and I liked meditations. So I grabbed my phone one day on the beach and I just started taking videos. I would take videos of the water and I would play them back to myself as like a meditation and I would put words over them, right? To just help me with my mindset, to be in the right mindset. I was away from my family. It was depressing sometimes. So I had to keep my mind right, right? As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So I had to have the right positive mindset. Hey, Keshna. Um, and so I made a short. That was my very first ever video. And I had to figure out how to upload it. I didn't know about titles, hashtags. I didn't know about YouTube really. I just knew that, okay, I'm going to start this page. And I think it was even called something else. It may have been called Riva Reveals. I'm not even sure. I think it was called that, but I had no idea about community or reach or anything that I'm teaching now in January. It was a way of me encouraging myself and hold myself accountable in all the different ways. I know that was a long way, a long answer. Did you get everything? Did you get everything? Did you hear
I
me? I
can
think
hear
we got
you
a lag.
again. Can you hear me? Yes,
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes. I mean, no, no, no. I heard you. I just thought like you stopped, so I thought it was like breaking or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we'll keep going. Um, so you have two channels. Let me ask you, what is the focus? What channel did you start first?
I started the Toby Rich channel first, the Millionaire Housewife one. That was the one I started first. I started in, actually, the channel has been there since like 2016, and I probably recorded like 10 videos, and then I left it and picked it back up again in 2022 with 48 subscribers at that time. So, yeah, that was the
Over
one I started
there
first.
on that one, you had 48 subscribers. Currently, you have 15,000 plus subscribers. So
Yeah,
just letting everyone know
yeah.
that Toby is well advanced. She is well advanced. So I'm privileged to be in her presence.
Oh, I'm the privileged one actually.
So what was the focus of that channel? That was the same focus that you have for this channel?
No, no. So that channel, the focus for that channel was for women, for moms that were struggling, because like I said before, that my channel was focused on women, right, letting them know they had a voice. But as I became a wife and a mom, and I started to experience the struggles that wives and moms could have, that was my focus on that channel. As a Christian mom, I wanted women and moms to know that they were not alone, and to also understand that other people are going through the same experiences as they are. So that was it for me.
I like your channel. I like both channels, but in particular, if anybody doesn't know that the Millionaire Housewife channel is probably how I found you first, girl. And I was
Oh
confused by that.
wow.
Let me tell you something. I was confused by the hair, and I was like, "Wait, is this the same lady who is telling me how to make digital products?" You know how we could do. One day our hair might be curly. One day we might have a wig. One day we might have a weave. And the next day we might have a teeny weeny afro. I had a teeny weeny afro at TWA. That was my like first channel, was a hair channel back in the day. And I was not trying to be like a YouTuber. I used to have a hair oil business and make all my natural products because I was natural back then. I'm not
Right.
natural now. Like I have too many competing agendas. The hair content creation, a 9 to 5, because I'm not about that. I don't have a job kind of life. I have a whole job, a whole family, and a whole hair weave right now. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to get all the things done in the time that we have on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. Yeah, the long content creation. So yeah, I know I'm crazy. I'm funny. I have a crazy sense of humor because
Yeah.
I think sometimes life,
Yeah. So the
life,
hair thing was a little confusing for me. Sometimes I'm like,
yeah. So even now, right? You go from one look to another.
sorry, go ahead. I did. Yeah.
Even now, you go from one hair, like one look to
Oh my
another.
God. I think it's great. Yeah, all the time. I'm still confused with my hair, to be honest. That's the most confused right now. That's the most confusing aspect of my life, my hair.
So let me ask you a question. I knew you were supposed to be driving the meeting. You were supposed to be driving the Zoom, but look, I'm sometimes chatty Cathy because I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this for everyone who's watching, all 32 people. Leave me a gem, please. If you want to know, if you want me to share this gem right now, because I know you could definitely relate, please leave me a gem in the chat, and I'm gonna get my phone so I can make sure you guys are leaving us gems. Before I say what I have to say about what Toby just said about hair, life, and then me getting on here because she invited me to chat, and now I feel like a chatty Cathy, and I feel like I'm driving the bus. But listen, this life, this content creator life, unless you connect with other content creators, can feel like you are a woman on an island by yourself, or like you one of those um, school age teachers who don't get to talk to adults enough, right? And then you end up, I'm an introvert. I mean, I know you guys don't believe that because I get on here and I act a mess. I act a fool. But it's because we connect, and then it's like, oh, you guys can relate to content, doing the 18 things that we need to do on a daily basis, live cooking. I mean, how much of that we're going to do? When are we going to do our hair? We have 4 or 5 videos to formulate. We're already thinking about next week's content, but we need to comb our hair and put on eyebrows. Or we don't. I mean, or we don't. Or we come on YouTube. I mean, just as we are, we know that you guys are going to love and support us because YouTube is moving away or moving back to what YouTube used to be. YouTube used to be a place of authenticity. You just used to turn on the
Right.
camera and just go for it. And you never knew
Right.
what you were going to see.
Exactly.
If you can remember, Toby, can you remember? I'm that old. I'm 54 years old.
Exactly.
I'll be 55 in 2025. That's how I remember how old I am, is by the last number of the last digit of the year. That's how I remember how old I am. I remember when YouTube first started. Do you remember that? How many of y'all in the chat are old enough to remember what YouTube used to be? Let us
Started.
know. But
Yeah.
Toby, do you remember what YouTube used to be? How old are you?
Yeah. I was very young. I was very
What,
young. I was
how old were you? Okay, so anybody in the chat, let's Google it because I don't remember. I think
yeah.
it's the
What
80s.
year did it start? So that I have to
Okay,
calculate how
let's look it up and then we'll say how old we were.
yeah.
That would be hilarious. Let's see. Let me see
What
if
year?
somebody in the audience in the
Wow,
chat.
2005.
It can't be. It was before that, I think. 2005. I was like, Kashna, you were 19. 19?
It's
I'm 50.
it says 2005.
2005 when YouTube first came out?
I was probably 18 at that time.
What? Wait. What? In 2005 you were 18?
Yeah. In 2005, I was probably 18.
Okay, so yeah, I'm the old one. I am your auntie. That is hilarious.
Yeah, I told you. I
Oh wow.
told you,
Okay.
right?
So yeah. 30. Yeah, okay, so now I need to do that math, in which I don't do public math. You guys know that February 14th on Valentine's Day, because they know it would be a loving relationship. That's why. 2005.
Yeah.
So I probably was
I
Keshna,
was
my
14.
friend, do that math for me, girlfriend, because I've got questions to ask. So I was born in 1970, Keshna. Okay, so drop in the chat how old I was. Hey, Destined. Oh, you
So
changed
so
your name. Hold on, I gotta speak to one of our viewers. Are your viewers showing up in the chat? Do you recognize any
yeah,
of
I
your
see some
viewers?
of them. And actually, I saw like a thing at the top right corner of StreamYard here that says I can stream it to my channel.
You
I clicked
can.
on yes. So I clicked on yes. I don't know if it's streaming to my channel now, but
I hope so.
I clicked on it though.
Yeah, so I know we were a bit rushing to get on here on time, because if you're on time, you're late, and if you're 50, yeah, no, I know how old I am, Keshna. I know how old I am now. How
So
old was
Aunt
I?
Riva, I heard you say that
Yes,
you're an introvert.
yes.
And I'm an introvert too. So how is it? I always get this confused. How is it that most introverts succeed at public speaking other than the extrovert people? How? What happens there?
So I was having this talk yesterday. I was on a 5K turkey trot. I was not the turkey, but I was trotting. We did a walk in my neighborhood before getting our day started. So we did a 5K. And this guy, we were talking, another introvert, and he was saying, I told him, I'm an introverted extrovert.
Okay.
I'm an introverted extrovert. So, okay, so I was 35. Keshna says I was 35 when YouTube came on the
Oh
scene.
wow.
which also means my daughter was already my daughter. Oh no, I was gonna say she was 15. Well, yeah, she was 15. So I feel like I was quite older. I knew what was going on, but YouTube was definitely something new and different for us. We didn't know if it was going to succeed or not, and it was definitely not
Exactly.
what it is now. So, okay. So I'm an introvert and extrovert, and people say I'm good at public speaking and that I have a sense of humor. I think it's a gift. I mean, I think, well, the word says every good and perfect gift comes from above. So I can't take credit for that because um, I still see myself as an introvert. I'm okay with going to lunch by myself, going to the movies by myself, not being around big crowds or having, going to lunch all the time with a lot of ladies or guys or whatever, or having to socialize, but I do it when it's required. Um, I think I like writing, and maybe because English was always my favorite subject, Latin, English, all the writing courses, not math. Math was not my favorite. I think because I was able to cultivate the writing, and I wasn't even an avid reader, so I just know I talked very early, according to my mom, and so maybe that's what it is. And then I did take public speaking in college, and I got an A, and they did say I was a natural,
Yeah,
but
maybe.
really,
Maybe.
talking and writing requires you to be in your head a lot. You have to have the thought first before it's communicated in word. So I have the gift of gab when it's necessary. However, if you're an introvert like me, drop this in the chat, drop a gem in the chat if you can relate to what I'm about to say. When I communicate, even this, I feel a lot
Mhm.
of energy. Like it's like nervous energy, it's just energy in general. And after this, or after I do my videos, after I, make the videos and I'm talking
Mhm.
a lot or I'm formulating thoughts, I am tired. I am like tired. And I think that that's because I'm an introvert and it takes a little bit more for me to be outward. Roger plays games, lives in England, and it's probably 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock p.m. there or so. But he's taking time out to be with us ladies instead
That
of
is
playing his
so
game right now with his son. So thank you, Roger, for coming. Please, you guys go check out Roger's channel. On both of Side Hustle Mom, which is the millionaire housewife, and myself, we are a community that supports our communities. And if you're not subscribed to either one of us, please consider subscribing. Please consider joining our memberships because we do bring extra value. I know I do. I created a video today, a vlog. We're going to get into this one. I created a vlog for my membership behind the scenes, those who are paid members of the channel, because it was a suggestion. Listen to this
Mhm.
one. It was a suggestion from one of my viewers who liked the vlog, right? So I made this challenge, Toby, of going posting multiple times a day. I don't know what I was thinking. I was so you know how we do. I test everything, right? And there are people on this platform, I'm going to say that because I don't want to name drop. I don't want to bash anybody or anything like that, that are
Right.
saying, oh, post multiple times a day. And people have various reasons why they're posting multiple times a day. Some people just like to get on here and chit chat, like I'm chit chatting right now,
Right.
or that's their way of connecting. But some people come from a not authentic place, or they're coming from a place of money. They see their views going down, they want their revenue to go up. So they're encouraging people to come post multiple times a day, even though they don't have anything to
Mhm.
say, even though there's no intent, no value,
To say.
or maybe there's like one or two things that they have
Mhm.
to inspire, but people are beginning to see that that is not true or authentic. So let me ask you a question. Oh, and by the way, the vlogs weren't working for me, and posting multiple times a day, like long form, was not working for me, my schedule, nor the algorithm. And we know that the algorithm is the audience. So have you ever tried to post? What is your posting schedule so that people can
Right.
know how to follow you?
Have I ever tried to post multiple times a day?
Yes. And what's your
Is
advice?
that a question?
Yes.
Ah, so I don't. There was a time that I said, yeah, there was a time I tried to do it. And I said, I had told my community that I'm going to try post multiple times a day. I'm going to try post 2 times a day, but it never took off because it just was not. It just was not realistic. And coming from the niche that we're coming from, you have to think, you have to research, you have to do a lot of back end work before you come out to create videos. There's no way you can produce two researched videos a day every day. It's not going to
Right.
work. And also it will lead to burnout. You just get burnt out, and then you just find out that at the end of the day you're just coming to just yap, say things that are unnecessary. So I don't think you should post multiple times a day. And just like you said, except if you just want to come here and just chat. Oh, this is how my day went. I'm so exhausted. I did the dishes and I did the laundry. Then yes. But if you want to provide actual value, then there is not going to happen. It can't happen. It just can't
Right.
happen.
So everybody in the chat, if you're bringing value to your communities in the form of entertainment, in the form of engagement, in the form of education, and you
Hmm.
can find it in your schedule. Maybe you are a full-time content creator and you have that type of time to be able to do that. And that's what you enjoy. Because remember, I said, if it doesn't bring you joy, then don't do it.
That's
Right. So
right.
if it doesn't bring you joy and it doesn't bring your viewers value, then consider not posting every
Hmm.
day.
Hmm.
However, we're like Tabby Brown, your channel, your business.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what
And I
Tabitha
realize that sometimes I can post daily, and then other times I'm just exhausted. I don't have anything to post. I try to post daily sometimes, like every day, but I realize that, you know what, I don't think I can keep up with it. It is exhausting. So I can't post daily anymore.
Yeah. So, what do you think about shorts? Do you think you could do shorts every day?
So I have a love-hate relationship with shorts, Aunt Riva. I have a love-hate relationship with shorts. So my other channel, the Millionaire Housewife channel, as of December 2023, I had 2,000 subscribers that had subscribed because of the long form videos. And then I posted a short, and that short was maybe 12 seconds. And I can say that was the doom of that channel because that singular short at Riva brought in about 10,000 subscribers, just one short.
Yeah,
Now, those subscribers are subscribers that only want to see shorts.
shorts.
They really don't want to have anything to do with my long form videos. And that was the beginning of the end of that channel. So I have a love-hate relationship with shorts.
Oh wow, yeah, that is definitely a bittersweet situation. So, yeah, Roger says, "Wow, 10K from one short." So I don't know. I had a similar experience. I had a short, and you
Yeah.
know what? The algorithms are different now. They change all the time. I had a short. This is not a one upper, you guys. I hate to talk to those people and they're like, but I did this. I'm giving you your flowers. Be careful with shorts. I had a short that went viral. It like overnight, 8,000 views, spike. Boop. I woke up. I thought I was having a heart attack. And I don't recall how many subscribers that I got, but I got 8,000 views on one short, and it was because, and here's some sauce for you guys because I did another short today and I will incorporate more shorts into my we call it battle rhythm, into my workflow because it suits my schedule. And then I'm able to take snippets of my older videos and compress them into shorts. But we have to have a
Mm-hmm.
realistic expectation of shorts. They're either going to blow up and blow up your channel, and then you have to do more shorts,
Mm-hmm.
or you can become a shorts channel, or
Mm-hmm.
you just have to know that when you should post a short, right? If I'm posting long form video, I'm not going to post a short on the same day. I'm just not going to do that because I think for me, I can't quantify that. So if I can't quantify it, I'm not going to tell you what I don't know. What I have experienced is I
Mm-hmm.
did that once. I posted up a long form video and then I took a short of it. And because about 5 hours later, I wasn't getting the traffic that I thought the video deserved, I put up the short and it took all of the views and went to the short. And then the
Right.
other long form videos started to perform like 3 or 4 days later, and the shorts are going off
Mm-hmm.
like in the thousands. And I was like, oh my God, this is not what I wanted. I put all of the hard
Mm-hmm.
work into the long form video that I just took a short out of it and posted the short on the same day. I don't advise
Yeah.
anybody to do that because
Yeah.
your short form viewers are most time not going to translate over to your long form content, although you do want to link your long form video or related video to it. So you just got
Mm-hmm.
to kind of have expectations of your desired outcome.
Exactly.
So I want to get into the chat a little bit, if you don't mind, Miss Toby.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so this is the name of the movie. So make your shorts promote your long form content, says VMC Allure. Yeah, so that's what we were just talking about. Yes, that is what you should do, but it does not always translate into more views, nor does it translate into more subscribers. With you can get more subscribers. Okay, listen to this one. Most of the time, you do get more subscribers with shorts,
Right.
but those same subscribers are not going to be the ones that get you to your watch hours. Let's
That's
just be
right.
right. Don't you agree, Toby?
100%.
Yeah. So
100.
she was saying, so Toby was saying, like, yeah, she had great success, right? With the short, bittersweet, it blew up her channel. I think that's another thing that we need to talk about, Toby, is that okay,
Yeah.
so let's do a little, I'm gonna do a little reflection. Uh, there's a gospel song that says, I almost gave up. I was right on the edge of a breakthrough, but I couldn't see it. Right. And so a lot of times we give up. Oh yeah, I know that was the worst singing ever. But I know Miss Daniel Hadley Ministries knows that song. I almost gave up. Is it Marvin? Marvin Sapp? I almost gave up. So in March, I like stopped posting. I stopped posting. Life happened. I was traveling back and forth from coast to coast, and I was not uploading. And so my views, they were like 20 views a day, maybe 10 views, 5 views a day. And then
Wow.
guess what? I started posting again in
Mm-hmm.
July, and I felt like a hamster on a hamster wheel in a laboratory, ready to be tested. It was like I would post something, you spend 12 hours, 15 hours, you video, you edit. I mean, first of all, you have to have the idea of what you want to
Right.
create. Then you film or you script,
Mm-hmm.
you film, and then you upload. And I didn't know how to upload back then. I was doing what I thought I knew how to do. And YouTube would not push my videos, or viewers were not finding my videos. It was crazy. Do you want to know why? Do
Mm-hmm.
you know why? Do you know why? I know the answer. Do you know the answer to Miss Toby? Do you know?
Well, I guess probably because YouTube is trying to find your niche all over again.
Yes. So the algorithms, well, first of all, I didn't know about titles, I didn't know about keywords, I didn't know about SEO, I didn't know all the things that we talk about on our channels. And I was just spending all the time, 15 hours, 20 hours. in like 2 days. I mean, I was crunching because I was like, okay, I'm going to start uploading regularly because that's what they tell us. Post consistently, right? They never told us back then, oh, consistently get better. It was when I read the book Atomic Habits. I was like, oh, I need to get a little bit better every day with something. Scripting a
Right.
little bit better. Let me tell you, I was like, this cannot be how this goes. And then I realized after about 30 days to 45 days of posting on a regular, consistent. When I say consistent, I was like, okay, Tuesday at 6 o'clock a.m., I'm posting. Thursday at 6 o'clock a.m., I'm posting. Saturday. So I would post 3 times a week back then. And then I started to see more views. But guess what? It was still only like, and I don't want to insult people because if you're getting like 100 views, that's better than no views. That's better than
Right.
no views. And you should
Right.
not give up. But the
Right.
moment that YouTube sniffs out, or it thinks you're giving up because you miss an upload day,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like the robot is putting you in a timeout. It is putting you straight in a timeout.
Right.
So it's very important, whatever upload schedule that you begin with, you try to
Mm-hmm.
maintain that one. Now you can add in another day or another format,
Mm-hmm.
um, but make sure you keep your main format. So pork chop, where is pork chop? I'm gonna look at mine. Pork chop's playpen. Hey auntie, catching
Right.
you in rewind. Looking forward to the gyms. So he popped on and I'm glad that he graced us. So pork chop has a very funny sense of humor, like I do. Unfortunately, you can't afford data to watch the live. I wish I could. I think that maybe someone, so Carter 10, 11, 12. Carter 12 says he can't afford to watch because the live because of data. And sometimes that's, people overseas, you have to pay for your data. So we totally understand that, right? All right, over to you, Toby. What kind of gems do you have to drop for the group? Because I can talk all day.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm just gonna piggyback on what you said to your what's it called, your posting schedule, and
Hmm.
sometimes your analytics can confuse you. I realized there was a day I looked at my analytics and it told me something else, like my subscribers are online at this time, and I posted at that time and I realized that it wasn't working. I had to go back to my initial posting schedule. So that is what you said is actually correct. So I feel like maybe YouTube just doesn't have the demographics right at that, or didn't have the demographics right at that time, right, to see. But right now I can see that it's now adjusting to the fact that my subscribers are online at that time that I initially started to post. Yeah. And another thing I would like to talk about, going back to the shorts, is if you're going to if you're going to use the shorts to build your channel, it would be good like to use like parts of your videos and connect it. If you're using an entirely different video, even if you have, the related video section, even if you have added your own video to it, once they click on it and once they click on it and they see that that is not what when they click out of it, and so it's affecting your click-through rate, is affecting your views, is affecting, people are coming onto your video and they're bouncing off of it again, and so it just, keeps making it,
Oh,
just messes up the channel, totally. So I would say that if you are posting 2 long forms in a week, maybe you want to post 2 shorts that are directly related to those long forms, because posting anything outside of it just brings in subscribers. And like I said, it brought in 10,000 subscribers. Now, those 10,000 subscribers don't really care for the long form videos. So, because now if YouTube pushes it to their feed and they don't watch it, then it's sending signal to YouTube that nobody likes that video. Meanwhile, the other people that have subscribed because they liked the video don't get the chance to see it anymore, because YouTube has 10,000 people have told them that I don't like this video. So what's the point?
wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, so it can get a little tricky at that point with shorts. So that's what I wanted to say. And then now, like you said, YouTube is going into community. It's becoming a community again, like it was before. So consistently building our community is something that I'm really leaning towards. And I can see that Miss Riva is doing an amazing job, like connecting on a one-on-one basis with people. And I love that. Like I go to someone's channel and she's like, Aunt Riva sent me. And I'm like, this is so good.
So I get that now
She's
for
like,
the
Aunt
group.
Riva sent me here, and so I'm subscribing. I'm like, this is so good. Like it's. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no, no, no. I think it was lagging, but go ahead because I was listening to you when you say you get excited when
Okay.
you feel as if, so how I've envisioned it or how I
Okay.
feel
Yes.
is that we're a family. It's like we're a family.
Right.
And
Right.
so I think because
Right.
that was
That is
always
it.
my
That is
approach.
it.
Yeah, is that I don't know. So the first time I ever said on, I think it was like my the video that went viral for my channel. It's at almost 70,000 views now. It was because I had, we go through our YouTube struggles. And you know how, just like in life, you have struggles, but you always have that one auntie that will tell you like it is, right? And so I was talking to the camera, which is not easy, by the way. It's not easy talking to a camera, but somehow, you have those days when you're really creative. And I just envisioned and I said, I'm your brown auntie and I'm going to tell you the truth. So ever since then, it like resonated, and I didn't realize the expansion of it, and I just stayed with it because I would always want somebody would just give me the truth and don't take all day to tell me. If
I
I need to
know.
know something, can you just please tell me right away? Cut out all the
Right.
fluff and put me on the right track, right?
Uh-huh. So, Aunt Riva, I want to ask, how do you think we can grow as content creators in 2025, this coming year? We're all, how do you think how do you think we can grow as content creators this coming
Don't
year?
quit.
Don't quit. Yup. I
Oh no,
feel like
that was like the precursor
yeah.
answer. But honestly, that's the premise. You have to have a mind to not give up, right? And I'm just gonna talk to everyone in the chat, right? Because we have all been where you are. We've been where you are. Like, and even right now, I know like Toby, we have goals. Like I have to always remind myself not to be so hard on myself, especially with the daggone analytics. Oh my goodness. I was getting depressed. It was really messing with my mental health a little bit. And it was
Oh,
good for me to step away, for a couple of days and then come back. When I say step away, I step away with a purpose. Like I don't just step away and not post. I step away, I pray, I meditate a lot, and I just try to clear my mind because when you're a content creator, you always have content in your mind, right? And then I started finding myself whenever I find myself doing ego. Okay, so ego for me, and look, I'm your brown auntie. I love God. And if you don't like God, or I don't know what to tell you, but that's what you're going to get from me because I'm authentic. This is how I roll. Whenever I ego, edge God out, right? I get too much in the analytics. I'm looking at the numbers, and then I can't think. I can't create. And God is the creator. I'm a co-creator. And so I found when I'm like too much in the numbers or too much what people said in the comments or too much about what I'm going to do next week, instead of letting God flow through me, that's when I need to step away. Right. So 2025, that's the question, right? What are we doing? We're not going to quit, right? Because quitters never win, winners never quit. I always say that. And when you start to slow down on your content to the point where you're quitting, right? Because you can get really lazy easily. And then you lose it's called it's when thoughts and creative ideas start flowing, you want to kind of stay in that flow. So
Mm-hmm.
2025 is all about community engagement, community involvement, long form content, right? So if you are a chatty Cathy like me, but I think I'm going to channel my chatty Cathiness into a podcast. So that's since I already know that YouTube is going towards series and episodes and long form content, I'm going to experiment with that. Now, I will try to do it all on the same channel, but I don't want to confuse like the audience because you guys may not. Well, number one, I don't think we can make a podcast other than what Think Media is doing about making content. That's not where my heart is. My heart, if I was to do a podcast, would be on productivity and mindset. Like that's what
Mm-hmm.
I would do for a podcast. And in that productivity and mindset space, which I had already thought about that, when I first started, um, which is the reason why my first content was a mishmash of various things. I was doing stuff on mindset. I was doing creative stuff. I was, doing artsy things because I had a lot to get out of me. I didn't understand how to compartmentalize things on the platform. So as long as the algorithm, which is my audience, respond and they know like the new changes that's coming up to YouTube, will know how to package all those things onto one channel. And that's why I called my channel Riva Reveals. Yeah, it's a play on my name, it's a play on words. But I wanted to reveal various things: how to grow your mindset, how to grow your business, your brand, how to grow intellectually, your mindset, productivity. So that was the original intent of the channel name, was because I was going to be revealing. So 2025 is community, content, and then comments, right? Like what we do on both of our channels, right? I want to drop a gem right now for the viewers because I failed to put this in my video yesterday. That everybody was eating turkey anyway. They didn't hardly watch my video, but that's a lesson learned when you have a set schedule to upload. If you're a Thursday person, Thanksgiving falls on Thursday every year. So what I'll do next
Right.
year is upload early. But this is what I wanted to share in my video. Was that regard to comments. Comments are the best place to find your next video content, right?
Right.
All you have to do is go data mining, is what I call it. Data mining down in your comment section. Because a lot of people still have questions about things. And I'm going to do a tutorial on how to upload properly because I failed to show you guys line by line how to upload, how to keyword SEO, like literally on the computer. I'm going to do that so you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. But guess where
Mhm.
the idea came from? The comment section,
I know.
right? What's your thoughts on that? And since we already know that YouTube is going to that, what do you think?
Absolutely, absolutely. The comment section is like the best SEO tool you can ever have, and it's just so easy because you're right. Most of the things that I create come from there. First of all, I'm just responding to comments, and the one that is recurring, I'm like, okay, let's create a video about it. So you're very correct about getting your next video idea from the comment section, and also to build that community. The comment section is an amazing place to build community with people, and it's also an amazing place to take out the energy you don't want to create on your channel. I like to look at my comment section, and whenever I see anyone bringing some form of energy that I don't want, it's just a good time to delete that channel. So yeah, we need to focus more on the comment section. That's correct.
Speaking of comments, Miss Emily says, I did watch Riva. I did not have turkey and I did comment. Thank you.
Oh.
I really appreciate it, but it was just a note for myself, note to self, that I definitely want people spending time with their families. And the situation with that video in particular, I was hoping to get that video up like in the morning because I was trying to be mindful of people's priorities, right? Priorities is always self first, family, God first, then self, then family,
Mhm.
and then all the other things. Thank you, Emily C. I'm going to check out your channel later. So I was supposed to get that video up, and then, but let me tell you, because this leads into a really, really good question. What do you do when you have your video idea crafted, your script is already done, and you're just not feeling that. It's not like, okay, it's almost as if, so when I went to do the video, which I'm so glad I was just able to get the video out, I was able to get the video done. But in one particular take, I did it, I'm telling you something, 20 times, one piece. My lips weren't working, the words weren't coming out properly. And my energy, which I don't, you believe in energy transference, right?
Right, right.
I didn't want to bring that energy across through my videos into the platform. So, what do you do when you have everything created, you have your script, but it's just not coming together? What do you do?
To be honest, Riva, I just go back and I pray. I take a deep breath. I take coffee or whatever, and I come back because I realize that if I don't do it, then then it's an opportunity for me to say, you know what, I'm going to do it tomorrow, and then whatever I'm supposed to do tomorrow ends up getting done the day after that. And I just go back and pray, ask God to give me the strength to do it because what has to be done has to be done. and and I just go ahead and do it. It's hard, but we really have to push ourselves sometimes. I understand that there are some times that we really cannot do it, and we just want to take that time to step back and rest and not like I had that day yesterday, today. I couldn't film anything yesterday. I couldn't film anything today as well. And so I just decided to take that back seat and just rejuvenate. And
Mhm,
right now
mhm,
I know that tomorrow morning I'm ready to record. So we have those times, but we can't have that time all the time.
mhm,
That's
right.
we can't have it all the time. Sometimes you're there in that headspace and you're like, what has to be done has to be done. Because I always say that if I can do it, if I'm working at a 9 to 5, I'm not gonna call my job,
And tell
my
me you
boss,
can't do it.
and tell him that you know what, I'm not feeling my energy today. I'm not. So if I can do that for someone else, then I should be able to do that for my own stuff.
All right. I think that deserves a gem right there. Like, um, a lot of times we give our jobs, we give everything else, all of our energy, focus, drive, ambition, attention, everything. But then when it's time for us to show up for ourselves, even when we're not feeling like it, we're not feeling it, we have so many excuses. And then we end up failing ourselves. And we know here, at least on my channel, and I spread that love to you guys, anytime we feel like we're failing, which is like we're falling behind, we're going to fall forward, right? That means you learned something, right?
Mhm.
And Toby, what you said resonated with me because what happened with me on that video from that I posted yesterday, which took every bit of energy and tenacity for me, was I had to breathe, like you said. I mean, my B-roll, my bloopers. If I was thinking about putting up the bloopers, because there was moments where I was just like, blah 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 blah, and then I was like this. I was just like, are you serious? Because my brain and my mouth was not cooperating. And then my heart, the energy there was so frustrated. And so I put down everything. I left everything up, but I walked away from it. And then I took about 20 minutes and I had already had some footage already. And then I pressed through and unfortunately, okay, so we'll talk about this one. This is a good one. Fortunately for me, I'm not the best editor, but I don't mind editing so much. But even that video, because when I can't talk, that means I have a lot of editing to do. So I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be a beast to edit. So I knew where somewhere, if it's not flowing with my words or with the script, or because sometimes I'll not have a script. Do you think it's better to script or not? That's a good a pause for a good question right there. Is it do you okay, that's not a good question. Do you think scripting is required?
So I wouldn't say scripting is required, even though it's important, especially if you're someone that won't remember your points. No. I'll say it's not required because there are sometimes things just come, you know, they just flow. But um, for someone like me, I like to use bullet points a lot. So I probably won't like script all the way through, but I'll write my points down so that I don't forget it, especially because I know that I have the tendency to start to say other things, right? So I need
Yeah.
those points to bring me back to. So I won't say scripting is required. I would say it's important to keep you on track, but maybe not
Right.
required.
Right. So I do want to point out to everybody in the chat that on my desk, I do keep cards. So I'll just take a card and I'll write out some few points, right?
Right.
Sometimes when I'm really organized on the back, I'll write what the title or what the keywords are on the back and then put a few points on the front of the card. And then as I'm filming, I might have the card in my lap, or another good thing, you could just tape the card to your to the side of your phone or to the laptop or whatever, so you cannot like you're not reading the thing or whatever. So
Mhm.
I just wanted to point out that little gem for the group.
Yes, yes, yes.
So 2025, I want to know from you, not 2025, I'm sorry. How do you keep a content calendar?
So I use several apps to keep a content calendar. I use Notion, I use Xtiles, and then I use TickTick to keep my to-do list. So yeah, definitely I keep a content calendar because if I don't like being all over. I like being structured. I really really love structure. Sometimes I create videos out of my calendar. That is not on my calendar, but I really like structure. So I definitely create a calendar. I definitely use a content calendar. I use Notion,
How do
and
you like Notions?
I love Notion. I
Well,
love
getting
Notion.
to learn it though, is there a moment where you have to really take a moment to learn the app first, learn the environment?
Well, if you're not tech savvy, like if you're extremely not tech savvy, then maybe you would need a time to learn it. But it's pretty easy to create things on Notion and to just. And one thing I like Notion for is the fact that you can just dump all your ideas in there. You get scripts from somewhere, or maybe you get ideas from ChatGPT. You dump it in there, and then you just open it up, and then pick out your points from there. So Notion is not that hard, although it may be overwhelming for some other people, right?
I'm not techie.
So yeah, Notion is not no Notion is
I'm
not for
so
people.
old school. I still use a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet. Anybody in the chat, tell us what you use to keep yourself on point as far as the content calendar. I know if conversations, real conversations with Kimmy was on here, she would tell you that she has everything on her Excel spreadsheet for the entire month.
Wow.
Right? She's really good at being organized. Um, I did want to ask you. Hold on, I'm trying to check the chat too. Okay, so you led in with something I want to, because I have a lot of people, a lot of clients that do a lot of like AI videos. What's your take on videos of AI generated channel?
I think they're good. I think they're good if they're done well, right? I
Can you
see
give us an example of done well?
done well in the sense that they are original content, rather than just copying from other people. Now I'm not saying don't copy from other people. I think there's a book that I read one time that is called Stealing Like an
Feel
Artist.
like an artist. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like some people just copy and paste, right? And then with AI too, I feel like people are not putting real thoughts into what they're creating. They're just like, ChatGPT, tell me what to do, and then they pick it up from ChatGPT and then take it to where they can create videos. And then when you see those videos, you would know that there's no thought in that video. But if you put thought to it, I believe that AI can AI videos are definitely good, right? If there's thought to the videos rather than just copy paste.
Okay. So I've found channels that are strictly AI, and they go from a script, which is kind of well written, ish. I'll say ish. But then the voice, right, will be completely like, okay, so for example, they'll have things that are not matching. So that completely wrong voice for the information that's going forward. And then, they don't have views. And I try to be really nice about it when it comes to AI generated content.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question because I heard this. I haven't tested because I don't do AI on my channel. The revenue from those channels that are strictly AI generated content is lower from one that's human driven, with a actual person on the screen. So that's just a nugget out there for people. We'll be able to
Oh, I
share it,
didn't
right?
even know that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want people within a community who might be monetized or who may see this video who has all, maybe it's a faceless AI generated
Mhm.
um, channel. We could do some comparison analysis with regard to the revenue, estimated revenue, and all the revenue that comes along
Mhm.
with that. So I just want people to be mindful and have the right expectation when it comes to AI generated content, from the beginning to end. Now, I agree that ChatGPT, and I don't use it enough, is great to be used as a complement to your channel in that if you see another channel that has a great banging title and has views out of the box, like, over 100,000 views, maybe you take that title, drop it in the chat GPT and say, give me 10 titles that are SEO keyword optimized, but in my voice, right? In line with my niche, right? I think that's how you can utilize chat GPT the right way.
Right, right. ChatGPT is amazing. I totally love ChatGPT. I started using ChatGPT the very minute it came on the market, and
Yeah.
I've grown like a, an actual relationship with the thing.
Yeah,
But
that's good.
ChatGPT,
That's good. I'm gonna definitely start using more as I scale and grow. Speaking of scaling and growing, what are you doing different? Are you adding more content? What are your thoughts as far as content for you? Or what are you gonna be doing differently in 2025?
well, in 2025, I'm going to be focusing more on side hustles, tuning it down a little bit on growing YouTube channels. I'm going to be focusing more on side hustles because that is kind of one of my strengths. And that is another reason that I reached out to you because as a content creator, you work 9 to 5, right? So,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, so I'm going to come back to that question though. So my focus in 2025 is going to be more on side hustles and helping moms make extra income from home, especially moms that want to be stay-at-home moms and all of that. That is going to be my major. That's going to be like 60% of my channel on in 2025. Hopefully, hopefully I can. But yeah, I have knowledge about that. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you definitely do. And that's how I found you before. I mean, that's how, when you reached out to me, I said, oh, mine, because I remember your digital, like you used to give advice on how to do the digital
Yeah.
materials. So I'm definitely getting into that because I have to cultivate all of the talents because I have all of this creative information that's out there that I need to be able to package into one thing. And we have a lot of my viewers coming in that really support the channel and they're amazing. Miss Simone, passive income life hacks, hubs. Sharika was doing the the vlog, and I'm so sorry, girl. I know it's a lot of work. I saw your video, and it's hard, but we had to test it. So what I want you guys to do that we're doing the vlogs or the uploading multiple times a day. I want you to check your analytics to see how your audience was responding. If you are monetized, see what it did to your revenue. So for me, again, going back, this scared me to death, right? Because my viewers matter. The value that I bring my viewers matter. And so when I had did the vlogs, although people loved them, they loved like seeing the behind the scenes or out in the streets, me away from this computer teaching. They liked seeing me in my other elements, and you guys responded. So the average view duration went up, but then the views went down. So I had gray arrows pointing down and the average view duration going up. And I was like, and I hadn't had that in Toby, I hadn't had that in 8 weeks.
Wow.
So I mean, would you have been a little I was a little bit, I clutched my pearls. I was like, oh my goodness, my pearls was clutched. And I was like, what is happening? And that was on both videos. You know, usually when I put up a video, it ranks right away within, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then quite a few of them went right to number 1. But these were like 8, 9, 10, 9. Never got past 7. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. So, okay, so getting back to side hustles, which I think is going to be very paramount in the upcoming years. For me, 9 to 5, I work a 9 to 5. I really work a 7 to. I'm a 24-hour employee. I just say that because I don't share actually what I do on the platform. Not until I retire, then I'll openly share everything that I do, just for professional purposes. But this right here is a passion of mine, and I want to make it my career once I retire from my day job. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I'm excited about it. Now, is it realistic or not? I want to be a full-time content creator. I want to write my books. I want to go on book tours. I want to do big conventions for our community, small content. Well, we won't be small then. I mean, we're going to be, that's why I changed it to emerging content creators.
Right.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about that? Is digital, what are the side hustles that we could do in 2025 and beyond?
Riva, there is a lot. There are lots and there's side hustle everywhere. And it just takes for a person to open their eyes to see it. Side hustles are everywhere. So if I'm going to use you as a case study now, retiring and making YouTube your full-time job, right? There are lots of things. You already do YouTube coaching, but there are women like you that are doing their 9 to 5, right? And they're exhausted about it. They're moms, they're wives, right? They also need to be coached, right? You can do digital items, you can create templates and planners for them. How you plan your life. The way you plan your life may be easier for people to follow than the way I plan my life. And that is why I always tell people that things are not saturated. We're all different, and people will relate to you different than they will relate to me, right? So you can create planners, you can sell books, you can create courses, right? And I can say that because I've tried it and I've tested it. I don't work a 9 to 5 currently. I just do full-time YouTube and other side hustles. I do affiliate marketing. There are lots of things you can do. You just have to, first of all, focus on your strength, right? When you are aware of what you're strong with, when you're aware of your strength, that is what you can sell. That is what you're now going to sell to people, right? But a lot of times we're focused on, what don't I have? I don't have this, I don't have that. Rather than focusing on, okay, I have this, how can I sell it? I think that is the best place to start from.
I love that. Not focusing on what you don't have, but focusing on what you do have and optimizing it, right? So I remember, okay, we're gonna take you to church. Woo. Not you, because you're already church. I'm gonna take us to church. I remember a story in the Bible about the woman who lost everything, right? She lost her son, she lost her husband, she didn't have any males in her family to support her, because that's, people in the country, and then back in that age, women needed, and this ties into the women's empowerment, like how you were talking about. They needed a man or a male to be able to support them, because women could not, quote unquote, work. And then there was the prophet, there was the helper that came through. It was, yes, thank you. I love Pin Your Purpose. Okay, so I love how people in our community, they know the truth, and the truth always sets us free. No, it wasn't Ruth Kashna. It wasn't Ruth. It was the woman with the oil. I didn't want to give it away before I gave it away. So the prophet Elisha came through, and he asked the woman, this was amazing. Listen to the story. A lot of times we're complaining, right? we're complaining, and we can't focus when we're so focused on the problem. When we're so
Mhm.
focused on the problem, we can't see progress. When we're so focused on the problem, you can't see the road to riches. And so the Elisha came through and said, um, how are you? She had just lost her son. Her son died. And you know what the woman said? It is well with my soul. That's number one. You don't talk about the problem. You talk about the potential, which
Mhm.
is which is by faith, right? By faith, she was making a statement by faith. It is well with my soul, right? Okay, so she had an issue. She had an issue. She didn't have money. She didn't have, at least that's what she thought, right? Until the prophet said to her, he says, what do you have? She says, I have nothing, right? She says, well, it's well with my soul, but I don't have anything, right? And he says, what do you have in your house? Which means
Right.
she had something. He already had knowledge that she had something. He already saw the
Uh-huh.
end. She didn't see it. And that's kind of like what we do here. We see your progress. We see, yeah, thank you. Yes. He replied that. How can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house? That's what Pin Your Purpose says. What do you have in your house? He already knew she had something. And if you have something and you're willing to, by faith, take a chance on what you have, and sometimes that chance is just yourself.
Right.
Sometimes it's just you. You have to go forward when people are not understanding you, when you
Right.
don't have support, people can't see the vision. You have to
Right.
just press forward with what you have. So she had a jar and she had some olive oil. And he said, well, bring it to me. Okay, well, that took a little bit of faith because the only thing that she had required her to give. Like me, like Toby, we are giving you our time, our talent, and our treasures by sharing what we know. We're not gatekeeping. We are sharing, and sharing is caring. So she
Mhm.
brought it to the prophet, and the prophet multiplied her. And guess what? She became an oil seller, and she never needed money the rest of her life because he multiplied that for her.
Right.
I had to take us to church a little bit.
But that is true. That is
So
true.
that is so that was my first so you asked me about, going back to what you said about introvert. I went to Bible college. My first degree is in Bible studies, Bible science theology from Berean Light Institute, and my second degree is from Liberty University in interdisciplinary studies. So
Mhm.
I don't say that to qualify myself, right?
Mhm.
But because God already qualified me. It's just that I'm kind of like what's her name? I don't always go out. I'm very stealthy when it comes to just going out because I don't want to seem like I'm being preachy or I lose people because not everybody is a believer, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But when you're a preacher, that means you have to be an extrovert because you can't get up there and talk to yourself.
Exactly.
What they said, go before the people. You have to have
You
something to say. You got to go before the people.
know.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Keshna, I know you didn't know that, but yeah, I've been to Haiti. That's why I went to Haiti on my Haitian trip, missions trip. I did a lot of teaching in the church in Haiti. Yes, I'm revealing secrets. I'm
Yeah,
like Esther, right? Esther never talked about God, but when it was time for God to show up before the
I
king,
know, right?
yeah, I'm like Esther. You don't have to go out talking about us, says the Lord, and able to
Hmm.
make
Hmm.
an
Hmm.
entire movement happen.
Right.
But that was what came forward for me when I knew I was going to get on this platform. Was I was just going to be a mouthpiece. I was going to be very stealthy.
Hmm. Yeah, and I like what you said about having faith, because that's the only thing that can definitely push a person, especially when you're dealing with self doubt and the imposter syndrome and all of that,
Ooh,
and you're you're feeling like there is nothing, you don't have anything to deliver. Everybody already does everything. When I was about to put out my first course, my digital blueprint out, I started to doubt myself a lot. And eventually I put it out, and a lot of people started to get it. So when you're dealing with things like that, it is important to have faith, understanding that even though there are lots of people doing it, there are lots of people that need you to do it. right? Because I would realize that the people that would sign up for my digital masterclass were older people, like from 50s, 40s.
Like
They,
me.
I know, right? No, I feel like you are a little bit different because they didn't even know how to click on their mouse. So they needed someone to
What?
walk them through that. You understand? So that was when
Wow.
I realized that even when you're feeling like you don't know it, there is someone that you just need to know like a little more than someone else. There is someone that needs that much, the what you know, there is someone else that needs it and it will bring immense value to the person.
Wow. So someone, I like that. Unlimited beliefs and self-doubt. Someone is asking, Queen, why don't you have on your super chats? Well, if we don't have it on, probably because I did this in StreamYard. And if you want to do the super chats, you can always please help us out on the restream, right? I probably should. I can't do it right now. I don't want to take away from what we're doing. So God will bless us. We appreciate that. Just go and look up our coffees. You can leave us a donation or a tip by going in the descriptions and looking at how to support us. I'm hoping more people will join my membership. That would be good because you'll get some behind the scenes. And for the group, I'm going to be dropping for the group because I've already done it for my memberships, the upload checklist. So you guys, I posted it to the community page just to give you a little preview of it earlier during the week, but I had already released that to those who are the 4 members that I have in the memberships. They already got that. That's tier 1 or tier 2. You will be able to get that upload checklist. That now, look, Toby, that's my first digital product.
That's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I was beating up myself because I have a laundry list of things to do
Mhm.
in my head, right? And if I had Notion, I would probably put it there, but I have it on my spreadsheet of things that I have to get done.
Mhm.
Um, and that was one. So I was able to get that done this week and I felt very accomplished. Let's talk about that. When you're feeling as if you can't do another thing, but then you do the thing and then you feel accomplished, right? When it comes to uploading, whether it's coming to posting, like, okay, so I quit the challenge, but I won because I learned. I learned what works for my audience. I learned what works for my schedule. So in that, I didn't lose, right? I didn't, I didn't fail, right? Because I learned. So let me ask you that. What do you do when you need to do something? Like, what is it that you do when do you post a short? Do you get in your community post? What is it? What do you think that is important?
Okay, I don't understand the question. Like, what do I?
What do you do when you need to do something? Like you don't feel like uploading
Mhm.
your long form video, it's not coming, but
Mhm.
you're on schedule, you need to do something. What is it
Okay.
that you do? I mean,
Yeah.
because I know my viewers want to know, like, oh, because a lot of them are not even posting yet. They're
Mhm.
still waiting
Mhm.
for whatever reason.
Yeah, sometimes it's a short, sometimes it's a quick motivation on the community tab. Just to let people know that, you know what, I know you don't see me, but I'm here, you know. And sometimes it's like I said, a short from one of my videos, and I quickly put it out there. And one thing that has helped me is I've learned how to schedule my posts ahead. So even when I'm filming, right? There are other
You
times that I'm
guys
filming.
leave a gem right there because she said that she has her schedule already done. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there are other times that I'm filming random videos, maybe in my car, when I'm waiting for my to pick up my kid from therapy or something. I'm creating random videos. So those random videos are for those days when I don't know what to do. I just schedule them to go up, and then the community tab as well. So that's what I do. That's basically what I
I
do.
love it. So I'm gonna go back and watch this and take notes. So definitely. So what I did today is kind of what you just mentioned. So
Mhm.
today I was in the gym and I knew the Thursday video was still out there. People were gonna catch up to it. And I was like, I feel like posting, like I want to post a short, right? Because I'm trying to get in a shorts rhythm. And so what I did was I repurposed my content, because I had a message to get out. I
Mhm.
liked, now here's a nugget, here's a gem. I was scrolling, I was at the gym, I was working out, and I was scrolling on my phone, and I saw this popular piece of vocal from Reverend Ike from the, I think he's from the 60s or 70s, but I like the word that he was giving. I loved it, actually. I loved it because it went along with my mindset. And I was like, okay, I want to use this. So what I did was repurpose. I cut a bunch of clips, a bunch of clips. And so I had to get the timing right from all the clips. And I hopped on over into CapCut. CapCut is so easy. CapCut Mobile is so easy. And I clip, 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 1.2 seconds for each clip lined up with the beats of the popular song. So when you're doing shorts, here's what worked out for the eight, for that one video that went like to 8,000. And I don't know if you used any of this, Toby, with the one that went viral, but I found out that when you use, and I teach my clients this, my coaching clients, if you guys want coaching, please let me know. I have a really like channel oversight one for Friday night. I call it Friday night boot camp, where it's a group coaching, and then you can
Mhm.
get one-on-ones where I really give, I over deliver. They've all said that, and a bunch of people have a bunch of homework, but
They
what I
don't do
do
it.
with
They
this,
don't do the homework.
they're still doing the homework, and then they email me. They email me. They say, I'm working on this. I'm working on that, because they know I'm looking at their channels. They know that I'm teacher is checking, auntie is looking. So what I did was I used a trending. Here's the gem. I used a trending song, right, from the
Mhm.
shorts. That's the best way to go viral for shorts. Use trending music that's already has high views. So if you click on the if you scrolling through your shorts and it says you can reuse, you can use that. I want you to go and look at the amount of videos that are out there that has medium to high views, like over thousands of views. And if it has a lot of views, if it's still trending, then use that video to use that music or that vocal overlay to something that you already have or that you can throw together on a short. It's only 15 seconds or 30
Mhm.
seconds for a proper short, not a long short, but a short. So that's my nugget. If you want to get a bunch of subscribers really fast, is to use shorts to get your subscribers, but then use your long form content in order to get your 4,000 watch hours.
Right. That's right. That's right. So the question I was going to ask you the other time is, how do you manage your schedule, even with a 9 to 5, a job? Because a lot of people come on my comments and they're like, "How do I post? I don't have time. I have to go to work and all of that." I'm personally a stay-at-home mom. I homeschool my kids and all of that. And even though that is challenging too, I don't have the experience of having a 9 to 5 and being a content creator, because when I had a 9 to 5, I was not creating content. So how do you address staying on schedule and creating content while being on a job?
Discipline,
Mm, mm,
tenacity, desire. I know you want something more practical, like I can tell you what my schedule is on my spreadsheet. But to be honest, it all comes down to mindset. How bad do I want it? I want this very bad. I have goals, and I've always been pretty intrinsically motivated. Since I was a kid, I was a dreamer. Very self sufficient. My mom worked a lot. She was a single parent. And so I had to figure things out and I had to do it. But there was accountability in that if I didn't make my grades, if I didn't get up and get myself to school, get on the bus, do all the things regimented without help, then I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't get the rewards because I didn't grow up with a lot of, outside assistance. In order for me to get tennis shoes, I had to get my grades, which meant I had to get up and go to school. And so there was a schedule. I was always on the schedule. As a kid, I would write down my schedule in a notebook, like a regular tablet, a spiral notebook. I would write down, okay, I get up at 6 o'clock. I brush my teeth at 6:02. I would put on eyeliner at 6:20 after getting. I would write down each little thing, and I did that since I was about 12 years old. So do you think I do it at 54? Absolutely. So what I do now though, my body is so programmed. It is so programmed. I mean, my 9 to 5, it worked out because my 9 to 5 and my attitude matches. Very regimented. And Keshna knows what I do. She's from my community. I shared it with her because she's like my mentee. I'm her mentor. She's my mentee, right? She's really my niece, and I want to see her grow exponentially, like in her family and everything. I don't know why. That's what community does. It makes you
No, I
very
know.
connected. We are
Yeah.
a family here. I have sisters like Glam Life with Stacy. I feel like we are one big family here. So going back to what do I do in order to stay on track, with my 9 to 5, is that I stay very disciplined. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't know. My body is programmed to do that. And usually at 3 o'clock in the morning, that's when I'm having coffee with Christ. I have coffee with Christ. I get in alignment. My mind, body, and spirit is in alignment to know what I need to do that day. Then I start content ideation, right? I write in the morning. I have to get all of if I'm doing bullets, if I'm doing a script, if I'm doing a bullet to script, I usually get all of that done um, before 6 o'clock in the morning. And then
Mhm.
I might be tweaking things throughout the day while, if I'm on my job doing a whole bunch of other things, depends on what day it is. Right now, it's a little slow. So I do have cushion in my day job to do other things, especially at lunch. I do what I want to do. At lunch, you have to treat this like a business. So before, when I first started, I would do chunks. Like I wrote it down. From 4 to 6 o'clock, I'm working for myself. So if I value 7 o'clock to 3 o'clock for this job, then I'm valuing my chunks of time. This is the time that I have. So I wrote it down. 3 hours in the morning, 1 hour for lunch, and 2 hours in the evening. So I have to optimize that time. And then I have to figure out what am I good at what time? Because just like in school, usually they'll have the kids do math in the morning.
Mhm.
Their brains are fresher, more technical in the morning. They're more creative in the evening.
Mhm.
That's how I am. I'm more technical in the morning when it comes to writing, when it comes to editing and scripting. I'm just flowing, like ideas are flowing, especially after Coffee with Christ. Like things are just coming in, right? I'm getting those downloads. And then I have to sometimes if I'm in the car, because I'll still be in download mode, but I'm driving, I'll grab my phone or, the phone is on the thing. I'll just push record and I'll start speaking out those thoughts, like because they're flowing as if I'm doing a video like right now. And then I'll just save it. And then I'll maybe have to go back and tweak it. And then I redo it in a form
Mhm.
of a video.
Mhm.
And then I do all of my editing in the evening. So I'm more creative in the evening. And then so I'll film in the evening as well. And then I edit in the evening. And then I upload. I do all my uploads in the mornings
Right.
before 6 o'clock because my audience is on at 6 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's amazing. That's really good because it's very similar to what I do, especially the recording part. I also send myself messages on WhatsApp a lot. Like you remember
Oh,
something and then you just type it, send it to yourself. Yeah. On WhatsApp you can message yourself. So I do that a lot. I send myself voice notes and all of that, and I can go back to check it. And one thing that also helped me is that I integrated my entire life to everything, especially as a mom, stay-at-home mom, businesses, and all of that. Everything is one thing, right? So that helps me. That is why sometimes I'm filming and my kids walk in, right? I'm still present with them at that time, and that has helped me create content a lot. I realized that separating it creates some form of exhaustion, like okay, I'm waiting for them to go to bed before I film, or okay, I'm waiting for them to, but they can be doing their work in the morning and I'm filming at the same time. They know that when I start talking to my camera, they can't speak to me, right? So I just integrate everything into each other, and that has helped me a lot. Prudence asked when I'm running my masterclass. I mean, it's an ongoing masterclass. It's on my description box. You can just click the link in my description box. You'd see it.
So
Okay.
I do want to reiterate something that you said about incorporating other things into your life, like it's all one thing. I
Mhm.
found out that people who vlog, I don't know if we have any vloggers. Oh, Ryan Tate is on here. What's up, brother? Um, you know Ryan Tate, yes, Toby?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, we appreciate Ryan being on here. People, everybody, please go support Ryan Tate as well. This brother, I think he's got the greatest business model ever. Like, oh my
Ever,
goodness.
ever, ever.
I'm still working on that side of my business. I'm more of a creative, right? And I need to get that part together, and that's a little bit weighing on me. But I did want to say that, like people who vlog, I think there is, although I failed but won my challenge, I failed and I won at the same time. Vlogging, you can do all those things at the same time. Like my son was in my vlog video. He was never on a video before. And I was like, oh, okay, I can take my camera to the gym, which I would used to take it, but I was not quite in the vlogging mindset. So I
Mhm.
vlogged in the gym, I vlogged at home, and then I put everything together. So I think vlogging in that sense, it works. But for editing the vlog, it takes a lot. And
Mhm.
so that's why I think if you're a vlogger, if you can vlog once a week or twice a week, vlogging is good. And so in my channel membership, I'm going to be offering, well, I've already just have to edit the video behind the scenes once a month right now is what I'm promising, right? Because I like to under promise and over deliver, so that if I have a bonus video I can just drop it in the membership. Already I do want to do a shameless plug. Another thing that I have in my membership is I want to talk to you about it, Toby, because we
Okay.
talk about mind, body, and spirit as well. One thing that grew my channel, let me tell you, we are people of faith, and without faith, faith without works is dead. Like you can't sit here and talk about you're a person of faith but then don't apply the faith,
Mhm.
or you're talking about the word but then you don't apply the word. So
Mhm.
what I did was um so in the book of Joshua, it talks about meditation, right? And I think I grew up like meditation was some spooky word. It was a word, woo woo, is out there. People didn't understand it. It's a lot of things that I grew up with. I got saved when I was 20. Um, but I didn't come up in the church like religion. I am like opposed to religion, and I am all for one with relationship with God. Like I go to church because the Bible says, "Do not forsake the symbol of the saints." Right? I know
Mhm.
all those things, but it's when religion and doctrine holds us back from our relationship with God. Right? That's a problematic. So I applied my faith right to this channel. I applied the faith. Let me tell you what I did. I would pray and meditate about it, because I don't know what happens when we start compartmentalizing things in life. We think that like a YouTube channel or something, it's not something that we should pray about or something. I don't know where that comes from or why I didn't put the things together. Like we pray for our families, we pray for our job, but it took me quite a while. Thank you, Kesha, to Joshua 1:8 to meditate, right? That's the word on meditation. I don't know why I didn't pray for my channel, but let me tell you when I did, that's when my channel exploded. And so what I did, and I don't care if people call me crazy, I don't care. What matters is what God calls me.
That's
Um,
right.
I made a meditational on YouTube views. Like, you know, because we know if we can, I say this to my people, if I can believe it, if I could see it in my mind, believe it in my heart, I can see it in my hand, right? Because in Genesis, God said he said it and he saw it. He said it and he saw it, right? So I was thinking, well, you have to have the thought first before you can say it.
Mhm.
I said, well, why don't I make a meditation on gaining more views? Like if I could see myself getting more views, because I could say it, but I couldn't see it. And so I made the meditation. I would say it every day in the morning, and I would look my phone. I would have my earphones in, and after my regular prayer and meditation, I would say, God, you provide increase. I'm praying for my viewers that are here, and I pray as if you don't pray like
Mhm.
they're coming.
Mhm.
Oh, give me
Mhm.
this, give me this. Thank you for the view. I would say, thank you for the viewers that I have, God. Thank you that they are sowing. Thank you that they are growing. And guess what? My channel began to blow up just like that. That one video
Visualization.
the one
Visualization.
video, yes, declarations, decreeing a thing. I did all of that, right? And then that one video, I got all of my watch hours and I got all of my subscribers on one video.
Mm.
And so for the membership, I made them a video. I made them a
Mhm.
meditational video with the views, so that they can have their mind connected with their heart, because their heart, they want to have it. But then their mind tell them, I don't have enough time, or who's going to listen to me? Those limiting beliefs that you talked about.
Mhm.
Or, I'm too afraid, fear, false evidence appearing real, right?
Mhm.
No. I made a so we use a lot of acronyms at work. So we always know that one for fear, false evidence appearing real. So I made one about faith. Forever aligning intentionally to the heart of God. FAITH. Forever aligning
Intention.
intentionally with the heart of God. That's
Yep.
faith. Apply that and you're gonna grow. Like that's
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
take no credit. No credit. No
Yep,
credit.
yep, yep. And the Bible says that I know there's a verse in the Bible that says, as far as your eyes can
Can
see,
see,
and
I
all
will
of that.
give it
So,
to you. That's
yeah.
right.
So it's important to visualize the things that you want to have.
Yeah.
And
Without the vision,
believe
the people perish. And write the
exactly.
vision, right? You got to write it down.
Yeah.
So let me speak on that. So speaking of writing, let's give the people a gem right now, because I coach a lot of people and I know Ryan does the same. When we go over a channel, when I do channel analysis, like the quick overview, I found that people are not writing on their channel or about me. It's all I call it discombobulated. Like, so the banner will say one thing, and then their profile pic is say another, and then the about me section will say something else. So they're not writing the vision. You have to have a vision for your channel,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
that everything that you do, the content that you make will be in alignment with the vision that you have for your overall channel. And if you don't have a vision, don't worry. Just ask God, what is the vision for my channel?
That's right.
Right? You go inward in order to give outward.
That's right. That's
So
right.
that die 758-876. Oh my, this is it. I'm excited to be in here. I am starting something similar. Well, the good. I don't know what she's starting or he's starting, but that's good. I think it's a he. We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
And meditation, as content creators, I cannot even overemphasize the um importance of meditation, especially because of the fact that it gets you into the place of boredom. And as a creative, you don't find creative ideas unless you're bored. If there's something sounding in your ear, or there's something you're watching, or there's Instagram playing, or there's something, you have to be bored. You have to
Oh,
get of boredom to be able to come up with anything creative.
so speak on that again. I mean, because I want to make sure I'm understanding you. Are you saying like, if you need to protect your gates or what?
Oh, you need to. Yeah, you need to
Okay.
protect your gates. If you're going to be productive and creative, you need to protect your gates, such that, especially in the mornings when you're meditating, you're not opening up your doors for. So I see that when you open your phone in the morning, it's like you're opening your door, and like a million people are coming in, and like, oh, there's doom here, oh, good news here, but like several people are talking to you at the same time is exhausting. So staying in that meditative state, especially in the morning, like you said, helps you become creative. And then you're blocking your eyes and ears from anything that anybody wants to say. So yeah, that's what
All
I was
right.
going
So
to
I
say.
want to go deep because I am starting a second channel and it's still developing. I didn't want to talk about too much about it because this channel, Riva Reveals, it started out, it was a little, mishmash with the mindset and the faith, because the first short was about faith. The first video was prayer. The second video was prayer. The
Mhm.
third video or so was Wayne Dyer, who is very spiritual, right? He
Mhm.
studied all the faiths. And I want to get to Ryan before I go in on this one about what you said, because that's very important. So Ryan says, thanks for this, Reba. I prayed for my faith-based channel, but not necessarily for this channel. Thank you for the reminder. Yes. Yes. In all things, pray, right? In all things, give thanks, but prayer, meditation, and supplication, right? We have to pray about all things, not just some things. So with that said, in the morning, there's certain times Whereas you're very susceptible to information. And I was, on my other channel, I'm going to be going deep into this, is that, beta and theta times, right? Like alpha, beta, theta. And in the morning, subconsciously, right, that you're very impressionable as soon as you wake up. And some people's morning is the afternoon, say you have a night job. The point is here, when you're in that half sleep state, or whether you're about to go to bed and you're sleepy, it's a very critical time. It's a very wonderful time for you to do affirmations about yourself, your family, your channel, all your dreams, hopes, and visions. Right before you go to bed, start doing your affirmations. When you do prayer, you try to do your prayers before you go to bed. Start speaking life, right? The thing that you want to see when you wake up, in reality, which is the next day, the next moment that God has given you. Start speaking about those things as in faith, like you already have it, right? And start doing a gratitude prayer. Thank you for the views, right before you go to bed and right when you wake up. Let me tell you what I did this week and how one of my viewers blessed my socks off. I did that before I went to bed, right? There were some things that were brewing, and I was just like, I need to pray about it. And, God is going to solve it. God's going to solve it. God's going to solve it, right? Like, I want some particular things. People know I'm not buying this camera until January. I don't have a camera. And made this promise to myself that I'm not going to buy a camera until I know I'm disciplined and going to do YouTube for a year, regardless if I have the money or not. And I've said that, I spoke about it. And guess what happened? The next morning I woke up and somebody blessed me with a $600 coffee.
Oh, wow.
And so it leads into what you were talking about, okay, so I'm talking about prayer, meditation, faith for the invisible, right? If you can believe the invisible, you can have the impossible. I went to bed believing that, hey, everything, all of my needs are met. That's what I declare. All of my needs are met. I have nothing to fear nor worry, doubt for, right? Even though things might be tight or whatever, I just know that God solves all things.
That's
Woke
right.
up and I didn't even know I had that blessing until later that night. Like I didn't even check, but I stayed in faith and stayed in like a positive attitude. I wasn't worried about anything because you should not that you can't. You should not be in faith and in worry, doubt, fear, anxiety, hopelessness, and arrest. You can't have one foot in one side and one foot in the other side and expect to go forward. You can't go forward with your feet like this. That's the crazy walk anyway. That's why we're not growing, because we're not walking right. We're not walking straight. So if you just straighten up and walk right, walk in faith, then you can have all of your heart's desires. So anyway, that's I want to talk about that. People who are not monetized yet, who want to be monetized, I always tell my coaching clients and other, I always drop gems about, like, if I had a cooking channel. I was talking to Miss Donna B, who will probably catch this on a replay, about her food. She has a cooking channel. And the food that she cooks, Jamaican food, I don't cook. So, I mean, I cook a little bit, but cooking is not my first gift. We can't be blessed with all the gifts.
Right.
I told her, and I think she may or may not be monetized. She may be waiting on her views, but she has enough subscribers. I was just dropping gems about like how you can do your own DoorDash, and she, how you can explore, what do you call it? Meal prepping, private meal prepping, private chefing. You don't have to wait on the YouTube Partner Program in order to make your own way straight.
Right.
I'm using Bible verses here, to make your own way straight.
Right. Right.
Okay, here's a question. Hey, question. How you deal with being in your head and feeling overwhelmed? You want to take that one, Toby?
Ooh. So being in your head and feeling overwhelmed, I think the first thing to do is to shut everything down. Shut everything down. A lot of times I realize that being overwhelmed comes from the abundance of information that we get into ourselves. Like, information here, this person says this. At least for me, whenever I'm overwhelmed, is a lot of information. I'm now overstimulated. So I think the first place to start from is to, first of all, put everything down and go back into your own self, go back into that place of boredom and release all that information that you have, release all that overstimulation. That is the first step that's the place I'll start from.
Okay, I'm taking a note in the chat.
Yeah, that's where I'll start from. And then the second thing would now be, like we said before, protect your eye, ear, gates. Like, who do I want to be? What do I want for myself? And so anything that comes contrary to these things that I want for myself, I'm not going to be taking it in. I'm not going to be hearing it. There was a time that I went off of all social media because the information was too much and it was contrary to what I wanted to hear and who I wanted to be, right? And your spirit will fight against anything that goes against it. And that's another thing that causes overwhelm. So who do you want to be? So protect yourself now. These are the things that I want to hear. And this is the amount of stuff that I want to hear per time. This is the person I want to listen to. And this is what I want to hear them say per time, right? Rather than just taking everything in. So I feel like that is the way I do it, you know. I
Mm-hmm.
like to see, yeah, I like to hear how other people will do that though. What do you
Okay,
think?
great. Yes. I forgot all about that feature just to be transparent because I remembered I did it the other day on a live and I was like, oh, yeah, this is probably important as we almost begin to close. Do you still have to get off at 5 or do you think at 5?
Yeah, I mean, I
I
can
think
do like maybe 5, 10.
yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
So Ryan says, let's see what he says.
Lack of clarity and
Let's
lack
see.
of.
Overwhelm. You take this with Toby.
Yeah, so he says overwhelm usually comes from a lack of clarity and a lack of action. Ask yourself what's first or what's next, and then do that immediately. The overwhelm will subside.
I
And that
love
is
that.
true. Yeah, I love it.
Yes. Like a lack
So
of
you have a lot of things in your head, but you don't know which one you have to do first. So yeah,
Yeah,
that is
I found
interesting.
myself having to write down, I say it at work, prioritize the priorities. So everything is a priority, right? Everything and everybody. OPP or OPO, other people's priorities, even your
Mhm.
own priorities, competing agendas. So I write them all down first, get them out my head, and then
Right,
I'll rank them by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 18.
right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and I
so
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say that I realized that sometimes we have a lot in our heads, and then when we write it down, you would realize that it was just maybe like 5 things at the end of the day. So
Yeah, for sure. And then with those 5 things, you may only get 3 of those things completed, and you need to give yourself credit for that. You need to just say it out loud to yourself. You done good, girl or
yeah.
guy, right? You done good. Like encourage yourself so that you can have more encouragement, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. So let me ask you I want to go back, way back to the beginning of this our conversation.
Okay.
Can you expound upon Restream and your thoughts on Restream? Because I know some of my people, I have my ideas about Restream because it's going to be useful for my other channel. But
Right.
tell me your thoughts on Restream.
Okay, so Restream.io on its own as a web app is amazing, right? You can use it to do what we're doing right now, to also restream on several platforms at the same time. So Restream is good. However, there is a group of people that are saying that you can use Restream.io to loop videos that don't belong to you in a bid to gain subscribers or to gain watch hours so that you can now be monetized. So they go take other people's ASMR videos or whatever videos and then put that on loop on Restream.io so that they can gather watch hours and gather subscribers. And I totally dislike it because I feel like it's a way to try to cheat the system. I don't like cheating, cheating, cheating or anything. And I feel like it will also harm the channel at the end of the day. And I kind of checked other people that have used it, and I see that on their lives, the ones that they've restreamed, they have like hundreds of thousands of views. And on their actual videos, right, they're getting 50 views. Now, one thing that I know about YouTube is that maybe you used Restream.io to get 1,000 views, and then you now put a lot of work and work hard, and you get 70 or 100,000 views at the end of the day. When they eventually find out that you engaged in that spammy activity, or that violation, they're going to take the channel down. So it doesn't matter whether you did it when you started or not. So I don't think that people should try to cut corners, because I believe that you should work hard and smart to get what you want. But I don't believe that you should try to cheat any system.
I agree with that. So remember, I told you I get up at about 3 o'clock, and then I pray and I meditate, and I use ASMR to do
Mm-hmm.
my meditation.
Uh-huh.
And I usually meditate to like 963 hertz music or
Mm-hmm.
888 or another number, because yeah, that's a for my other channel. I use
Yeah.
certain music and frequencies in order to tap into God energy, like higher energy. You
Mm-hmm.
know what? When you get on the platform so early in the morning to get the thing that you need, you find a lot of foolishness out there.
Yep. Yep.
And that's mostly when all of the restreaming about some elephants or the monkeys or something, it's insane. Some things I'm like, what is this? And I'm like scrolling trying to get past it. And I'm like, people, and if she was here, Follow Your Bliss Life, she could expound on that as well. Like the stuff that you see restreaming makes no
Sad.
sense.
Yep.
Right. And now that we're in this industry, in this film field, we completely know what that's all about. And
Mm-hmm.
when you did your video the other week, I was like, yes, this is all on it, because I was feeling some type of way because I needed to use Restream. This was during a time where I was like, well, I'm gonna take, because I seen Think Media. This is what Think Media had did when restreaming first came out. Was
Mm-hmm.
you can take your own content. It has to
Mm-hmm.
be, listen, community. You can restream your own content, but it has to be reformulated into a new thought or idea by taking your clips. You can clip them all together because it's yours,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can restream that. You can
Exactly.
even, and so I had, my mindset and this vision in my mind of what I was going to restream. But then I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, if they are diminishing the value of what restream is all about, then they're taking away our
Mm-hmm.
value or our potential as
Mm-hmm.
real content
Mm-hmm.
creators. And that's what I don't like.
Exactly.
Again, it's that inauthenticity that is showing up. And Ryan
Right.
Tate, speaking of inauthenticity, he put a video out, and um I'm not gonna give energy to that person's name, but
Mm-hmm.
that his video resonated with me because I don't like how certain content creators are
Mm-hmm.
exploiting our real efforts coming on the
Right.
platform as real people bringing real value to their
Mm-hmm.
real viewers, right?
Exactly.
Everyone here, they're trying to grow, they're trying to get out their creativity, they're trying to grow their income streams and all of that. And then there's this huge controversy that has developed in our community,
Right.
and we're having to almost do double work just to make people know that we are real about, our spirits are real, our intentions are real. So I
Mm-hmm.
definitely wanted to touch on that subject
And
of
you can restream an entire playlist, like your own playlist. You
can
can
you
put
do
all
that?
Yeah, you can put all the videos together and restream it. As a matter of fact, Restream can help you put those videos together and restream it as one video, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the motive matters. Like, I'm restreaming because I want my viewers to, see that this playlist exists, or
Mm-hmm.
for other viewers to see that this playlist exists from my own, channel,
Yes.
rather than using an octopus or something just because I want to get the the 4,000 watch hours really quickly,
Oh
So
no, so here's one. What about the restreaming of the black screen?
I know. You
Jesus.
know what that
Jesus.
is.
I was like, where's the value in that?
Yeah,
Meanwhile, I'm over here spending 20 hours editing an actual real video while
yeah,
someone's on a live chat with the like
yeah.
this. I'm
Nothing
like,
else.
what's happening here? Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's crazy. All right. I know you have to go and we're wrapping up. So what is your fire and forget message topic?
Hmm.
Word. I
Oh.
have mine. I know I asked the question is so I'm sorry. I should have probably prepped you for that. And you were the one who was supposed to be driving this meeting.
I know, but you've done an amazing. I don't think I could have done it. Done it. I don't think I could have done it. Looking after all of this, no, I don't think I could have driven it better. So,
What is your fire and forget word or message for all of our communities? And all the people who aren't subscribed, if you're not subscribed, please go subscribe to the Millionaire Housewife or which other channel you say it?
yeah, the side hustle mom.
The Side Hustle. I knew it. I just wanted her to say it because I'm chatting Kathy. Or Riva Reveals. Or if you're led, you can check out the chat if you can see it.
Uh-huh.
Go down, explore, watch, be led,
Yeah.
figure out what matches your spirit, your lifetime, your lifestyle,
Hmm.
or the things that you're trying to do. And if you feel led to subscribe to anyone in our community, make sure you do that. Pay it forward. So I've given you enough time, Toby.
So I feel like what I'm going to say is that treat YouTube as your own way to give back to the society, to give back to the community. Treat it as a brand, such that you approach it as you giving back rather than you taking from it. So I guess the word would be to give rather than receive, right? Because the moment I approached YouTube with the mind of giving rather than taking, that was when it became fulfilling for me. So I think that the word would be to just give rather than receive.
Oh, that's a good word. That is a good word. And that I take that, you know, to heart too. And I'll remember that because when I got on, I didn't understand that it's about, it's really about the viewer, giving the viewer what they need, not
Yeah.
the viewer giving me what I need, right? Not, or
Hmm.
like, oh, I want to post what I want to post. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
Once you start posting and then your family finds you, then you have to give the family what they need. Like I make a good macaroni and cheese when I do cook and I give that to them because
Yep.
that's what they want. You
Hmm.
have to give the people what they want,
That's right.
right?
Right.
So
Yep.
I like that. That's what Toby says. So mine is patience.
Mhm.
Patience. Anything worth having is worth working for and worth waiting for.
That's right.
Let me see if I can remember and type that.
Yeah, type that.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, yeah,
Any
yeah. Yeah, see, I feel like that is super important because patience is one of the virtues you have to have as a content creator because you would have times when you're posting and no one is watching your content and then you begin to feel like what is happening or okay, so for example, I see a lot of people come to me and say, you know what, I've been posting consistently for the past 2 months, yet nothing has happened. I've been posting consistently for the past 3 weeks, nothing has happened. And I tell them that try posting every day for the past 3 years and nothing
oh,
happened and still stick to doing it.
wow.
Patience is super important because you will be tested, and if you're not patient, you're going to give up. So yeah.
Yeah. So if you're not tested, you can never pass a test if you're not tested. So I will say I agree. YouTube was testing my patience. I think on my first video, it's like my patience is as short as my edges. They're growing back.
I feel like your edges are better than mine.
They're
Mine are
growing
like all
because
the
I
way
use
down.
my oil, girl.
You need to
So
send me that oil. I feel like
yeah,
my
yeah,
hair
yeah.
is like bye, goodbye, Toby.
It's the massive pushback.
Exactly.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. That's what we do here. We have fun. We have fun in our communities and we appreciate everyone, every single soul
Mhm.
behind every click, behind every choice to view, and
Yeah.
every decision to subscribe because it's
That's
a
right.
decision. We value your time, right?
That's right.
Because that's all we have is time, right? It's not guaranteed. So if you're taking your time to watch us for this very long
Mm-hmm.
first together collaboration podcast
Yeah.
type interview, we really appreciate you. And if
Very.
you have found value, figure out a way to give value back to us by either at the least commenting. If you're feeling generous, then you can leave us a super chat or a super thanks or something like that. And if you're feeling exceptionally generous, consider joining one of our memberships where you can
Mm-hmm.
always get some behind the scenes value. Every single, I don't know how often you give all the value to your members. You guys will work that out, or consider
Mm-hmm.
joining Toby's course, which I will because I need to learn, and we all should be lifelong learners. So I hope that you learned something tonight, this
Yep.
evening on the post Thanksgiving Black
Yeah.
Friday with your brown girls. And we really appreciate you all. We
Yes.
love you. Toby, you got any words?
No, I just want to thank you first of all for accepting to do this. That is super amazing. So thank you so much, and thank you to everyone. Yeah, really appreciate it.
All right. So, everybody, have a good night. We appreciate you, and go create.
Yes. Bye.